with the mobility. So that is why you do build number 1. That is why you do build number 1. Okay, so build number 2. Win melee heavy comp plus low econ equal can carry plus need a frontline. So this is a terrific build if you're playing into a lot of tanks and a lot of melee champions or melee range champions. So, you know, like short range AD carries or short range mages, short range AP champs, etc. So this is a terrific build. If what low econ means, it means that you're not going to be able to get a lot of gold. So if you can understand the enemy comp is going to be hard for Kayn to play into, like let's say they have Poppies, let's say they have Cassiopeias, let's just say they have a team comp that you know that you're not going to be able to thrive too well in. I think this build is great. Eclipse for the early shield, and then Cleaver, it's kind of like a utility build. So it's frontlining and you're playing for your backline, you're playing to peel them, you're always playing to play in front of your team. So you're always going to be grouping, always fighting with them. So this will help with anti-burst. This is like a utility to shred armor for your team. This will help with survivability. And then usually I like to get Frozen Heart or, you know, whatever keeps me alive. But Frozen Heart is really nice because the utility. And then the runes with this, it's just Conquer, what do I call it? Triumph, Haste, Last Stand. Now you're actually going to go Green Spy with this because you're frontlining, you're tanking all the damage. You want to survive as long as you can. And then you go double adaptive scaling HP with Inspiration Secondary. Inspiration Secondary is really good because Cosmic Insight helps with your ganks because your flash is up earlier. And your clear speed is also a little bit faster because you're getting your smite up more often. And because you're low econ, getting 300 free gold is also really nice. So that's build number 2. And now, build number 3. This is a mixture of a solo carry build and a frontline build. So if you have the ability to frontline and you also have high econ, so they're a melee heavy comp with low range, and you feel like you don't need the anti-mobility, so champions that aren't like super high MS. So if you're not playing against like Hekarims or Lilias, you're playing against champions that have to go in on you. So maybe like a Xin Zhao, like a Rek'Sai, like a Lee Sin and Olaf. That is when this build is amazing. Now this build has different runes than other builds, so I need to go over everything with this one. So first item's going to be Shojin. You want to stack HP. You want to get a good amount of haste. Now the runes need to be the right runes for this build to work. So the boots are always going to be between the 2 defensive options, no matter what you're doing on Kayn. Overlord's second will be a massive spike because the damage from the passive and the HP that you're getting. So you get like 1000 HP and 1000 AD from these two items, and you get a lot of haste. And then you're getting Grudge for the slow and also the armor pen. So you have a lot of damage, a lot of HP, a lot of sustain because you're sustaining base off damage dealt. And then after that, you could continue to get HP items to get more damage, but I like the items like DD Mob because you're getting armor, MR. So you kind of just have every kind of stat. You have armor, MR, you have the bleed effect, you have a lot of HP, you have a lot of damage. So instead of just like getting like stacking only HP or stacking only sustain, it's kind of like getting everything. You know, it's much more important because then it makes it harder for them to itemize to counter you, right? And then the runes, super important: Conquer, Triumph, Haste, Last Stand, Axiom Arcanus, and Transcendence. And then even your mini runes, you're running Haste, Adaptive, Scaling HP, and Blue Smite. So you need to stack a bunch of haste in your runes, even the mini rune. And the Blue Smite is because this is still going to be like a solo carry.